George McLaughlin says that he wants an apology from both of us and Steve Dace. I'm not quite sure what he means by from us.
Thank you, George. I love dealing with fans like you. I love it.
Well, I even put in the chat. I'm like, George, I'm not quite sure why you want an apology from us.
Let me do it for George. Let me go ahead. Let me speak for George. I know exactly where he's getting at. Oh, you guys are negative. You're saying Michigan was going to lose. You're always talking about what? Why are we not justified in doing that? You think you're a bit? And I'm sorry, George. You could be I'm sure you're a very nice fellow. But I understand my fellow Michigan fans that are like you. And I think I have a good idea how you're thinking. Like, you think just because you like to see the positives all the time that you're somehow a better fan than we are, that you're more committed and than we are, because we try to look at everything and we want more, and when we see signs of repeated failures of this program that we pointed out. And then up to moments like today, the few times and moments like today, we're going to this game. Harbaugh is 2-9 versus ranked teams on the road, 16-14 in November during this time in Michigan. You want to get mad at us because we don't point that stuff out, or that it gives us like some kind of pause, right? Like, I don't understand that. I'm not apologizing for anything, because up to days like today, Michigan never comes through, and they hurt our hearts as fans. And I never understand that. You can love your program. I do. You do. We all do. But you don't have to drink their bathwater and give them the benefit of the doubt just to do it. Let them prove that. Let them prove that. And you know what, today? I'm glad and I am proud of what they did today. But I'm not going to apologize for the feelings I had beforehand, because they deserved it. It's their own doing. So no, Steve has nothing to apologize for. He's right to be pessimistic.
Well, Steve predicted a Michigan loss. I think that's what George is
getting at.
I
was close to doing that as well.
But you didn't.
Yeah, but if I will remind you that
preseason, yes. I think we both predicted a loss for this game.
I don't understand that. It's like, no, but I understand why Steve did it. I mean, if you remember, like, I can't replay. Well, you can go back and watch the Wednesday show. But like, I was like closest, like, like how I'm feeling, right, Des? I said that, right? You know what, where I'm leaning towards. But I was like, you know what, the hell with it, Michigan wins, right? I want to say loss too, because I understand the recent history of what this program has done, especially in the hardball and situations like this.
Yeah, like,
it is what it is. I'm not going to be some, Kool-Aid drinking, slappy. I love this program. But I let them prove me wrong. I'm not going to just say, you guys are great. I believe in you. You'll do it one day. No. You got to show me. So we don't have nothing to apologize for. We're all in the same boat. We're all happy today, right?
And that's it. And like I said, maybe Steve does, because he predicted a loss, but we predicted a win.
For what?
What? Well,
can you blame him?
Right.
Can you
predicting
blame him?
A game is different than,
But can you blame him for saying Michigan was going to lose?
No.
Then what he has to apologize for?
But you were still wrong.
So now we apologizing for being wrong?
I mean, if you're George, yeah. You need, in George's world, yes, you need to apologize when you're wrong.
No, I'm not. I refuse, because I would say George would be right if the stats and the moments did not support that feeling by myself or Steve or you at times. Is that, if Michigan was, coming through in these type of situations, and then we were just saying, no, I don't think it's going to happen, then you should apologize, because you're like, well, what are you talking about? Where are you pulling this negative or whatever you want to say, opinion from? But it was purely based in historical fact.
True.
So it is what it is, like, I enjoy, and I'm sure Steve does, like, I get caught up in games like anybody else does. I bleed maize and blue, but I also, like, I'm tired of getting my heart stumped off by this team. And I'm tired of seeing our peers do things that we haven't been able to do. And we're not just talking about Ohio State. We're talking about that team that we beat today in Penn State. We're talking about that team that in East Lansing, who we like to call little brother, but has won 10 out of the last 14. But has won multiple Big Ten titles. You know? So I don't make any excuse. I love my team, but I ask for more, and I expect more out of them. So that's just it. Doesn't make me a better fan to you. It just means I look at my team differently. I have high expectations.
So while we are here, we have 130 people in the group right now in the live chat. I'm going to ask every single one of you guys to hit the thumbs up for the video right now because we want to spread this channel. We want to spread the word, spread the message. And we also want to beat Ohio State when it comes to the channels that are under Mark's, the voice of college football. So please give us a thumbs up. Please give us a like. We definitely appreciate it. I mean, Dre, it's interesting because we have been here before when we started looking past, certain teams and looking at what could potentially happen for this season. And I don't know what the Michigan, Maryland line is right now, whatever. But let's say for sake of discussion, Michigan wins that game, and we are strolling towards 2 days after Thanksgiving with everything on the line. Like here's a better scenario. Sorry, that was a kind of a bad one. Let's say Michigan beats Maryland, and then they also beat Ohio State. I mean, with the potential to get into the college football playoff, like what does that look like? Like
I don't know. I haven't experienced that before, but I think it's possible. You just paid a scenario that I've never experienced before. No
Michigan fan has. They haven't. They've yet to be in.
I mean, it will. I think it's going to feel foreign. I think if I was to guess how we're going to feel as Michigan fans, if they're able to finish this thing through and beat Maryland and beat Ohio State somehow, that going into that Big Ten title game, that whole week leading up, it's going to feel like, which it will be, foreign territory. And I'm not sure how I'm going to feel, because now I'll put it out. I'll just say it now. If Michigan lost the Big Ten, let's say they made it to the Big Ten title game. Well, say they make it to the Big Ten title game. I'm going to be happy, but it gets to the point where it's like, okay. And people will say, well, don't move the goalposts. It's like, okay, hold on a second. We're here at the Big Ten title game. No one in the Big Ten West can as good as we are. No one. So once we get there, I'm expecting us to finish this through and get to the CFP. So it'll be a mixture of extreme appreciation and happiness, but also a sense of hunger, like we have a real chance to get to the college football playoff here. And no one in the Big Ten West is as good as we are. No one. We've already beat Wisconsin. I understand they're playing better football now, but we're a better football team than they are, right? We're a better football team than Iowa.
You beat the man.
We're a better football team than Purdue. We're better than anybody in the Big Ten West right now. Better team than Minnesota. Better than all those teams. So if we get to the Big Ten, so that week leading up, it's going to be a mixture of extreme appreciation and happiness, but also like that hunger, like, man, let's get this done. No excuses. Let's get this done. I think other fans will feel the same. And of course, you have fans like, man, this can't be better. This is uncharted territory. I'm just happy to be here, and I understand that. But also, if you're a fan and you realize the rarity, I saw of Ohio State, the rarity of being into the Big Ten title game, especially coming out the East, where it's an absolute juggernaut. The rarity of being in the Big Ten title game and a chance to get to the CFP. I think you couldn't help yourself, but like, okay, I just can't. I'll be disappointed if we don't get this done, right? We're so close. We're in this window. We got to break through.
That'll be, I mean, like I said, everything is still ahead of you. You beat Maryland. You beat Ohio State. I think Michigan's getting in. I think they will. Cincinnati struggled. If you just looked at the box score and you saw 45-28, you'd say, oh, man, this is a blowout. It was not that. Cincinnati struggled with and I got to look to see who they even played. But it was a struggle for them. It was an absolute struggle. South Florida, who was 2-7.
No, Cincinnati won't get in. I mean, like I said, unless
I thought they would before that.
I know you did.
I thought they would start to at least throttle some of these bad teams, but you're not beating anybody badly. Like, and it just, the game control is going to be a killer for Cincinnati. That they're not gonna get to where they want to be.
And if you're a Cincinnati fan, man, you can we're undefeated, but it's like
guys, you're probably upset. You're probably upset. Like, why are we not running the score up on these teams?
I understand, but it's like the committee's job is to pick the best possible team, the best teams in the country, best 4 teams in the country. And part of deciding that is not only how you perform, but who you played and what happened in those games, and then who they played. And it all goes into it. And within that formula, Cincinnati doesn't have the right ingredients, right? It just, in that recipe, they don't have the right ingredients to say, man, this is a college football playoff team. Right. It's that's the unfortunate thing. And it's not those players' fault. They're doing their job. But it's just, how it works out sometimes. And that's just the negative part of being, not being a power program, if you will. It just comes with the territory.